Hi everybody, welcome to my art journal watch along video. It's November, new month. Unbelievable how time flies. And today I'm taking that as a subject for my art journal page here, and I'm starting off with a watercolor pencil, just drawing in very rough lines on where I want to have the hills and where I want to have the field that is plain. Pretty much, well, all the crops are already harvested, so that's what I just started lining out, and then I went in with watercolors, and I'm staying pretty muted here with the colors, so a light ochre and I think it was, oh god, I think it was ultramarine blue, but I'm not sure actually. The cold blue, I think. On the other hill, I'm staying warmer with the colors. Again, some light ochre and a bit of burnt sienna and Van Dyke brown, and I'm dabbing away the color at the lower end because I want to have a foggy area there. So the upper sections of the hills are pretty well defined and have a higher contrast, but the lower parts not at all. Also the outlines of the field, same thing, I'm dabbing away the color to have fog there. So for the sky, I'm going in with a grayish blue, which is a mixture of a warm blue, a cold blue, and a tiny bit of red to have a purplish look, and a bit of Van Dyke brown for the browner sections, like on the lower left-hand side. This is actually the purple kind of color there, just to have a very foggy, rainy kind of sky that is so typical for the region that I live in when it comes to the typical November weather, like rainy, cold, kind of weather, you know? So my camera went crazy there. I'm so sorry for the shakeup, but yeah, it does that once in a while. I'm just reinforcing colors, just going over it and having more contrast on the upper sections of the hills, adding a bit of brown. These are trees that are definitely have changed color. Some of them being almost leafless in the end, so on the left-hand side, that hill is way less leafy than the right-hand side of the hill. And then I'm just adding dark brown and mixed and black kind of lines onto that field here. Again, the crops have been harvested. It's plain earth there, but you can still see where the machines went when they harvested. So once the fog was dry, I went in with black and a lot of water and a very thin brush here to add some squiggly lines that will make trees. Now I'm not being precise here because again they're in the foggy area, so you can't really see a lot of things. So I'm staying particularly well with a low contrast here, and then I'm just adding some leaves with a warm yellow here. They have fallen down, some are still on the trees, but not so many anymore. And then for my personal taste, this has still too much brightness. It's too colorful, and the typical November weather here again is pretty gray. So I'm toning down the whole painting. For that, I have to have it dry first, like completely dry, to make sure the colors only blend so much on the next step. Again, camera shake, so sorry, it went off the tripod there. It again does that. So I'm mixing a ton of water with the two blues that I used, the warm one and the cold one, and I'm going all over the painting, like covering everything. That again reacts with the watercolor underneath, but since it was dried completely, it only reacts so much. Then I'm drying it off and completing the whole process again. And you can see there on the upper hand side that the paper already started to curl and warp because of all the water. So in the next step of drying it, I will well, have a bit of a trick there for you if you experience that too. So with the second one, I added way more water, and then I just tilted the paper to have the run of the color to the lower part of the painting, which again helps the perspective and things, and it bleeds everything together. It makes things way less defined, so you have the feeling you're like looking through a cloud or something. So here's the trick: bending the paper while drying it, and it will dry flat if you don't tape it down while you're painting. So that's what I discovered in my art journal with the heavy mixed media paper. Now to finish my painting here, I'm just framing it with charcoal. Very recently, like the last 2 months, I really like framing my paintings. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, and I'm currently in that state that I really like framing my paintings. But I'm giving it like a see-through frame here. You can still see the whole painting, though I have a frame on it, so I'm not covering up things completely. Then I'm just adding white chalk for the inner section of the painting, fixing everything with spray, and that's that. That's my painting for the week. I thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. And if you feel like it, give this video a thumbs up or share it with your friends, or maybe subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. So thanks again for watching. Have a wonderful day. Maybe you got some time to create. That would be awesome. See you tomorrow with a Tiny Tuesday. Bye.